Hi, it's Damon Levinsky here for another series of tutorials how to use HIK. It's a fairly new feature. Well, it's actually not such a new feature. It's been since Maya 7. Just they called it something else. But in Maya 2013 they finally created a good system that works and is easy to work. Those who work in Motion Builder know the system pretty well, so now you could actually use it. I'll show you how to set it up and how to get around some of its issues, and that's it. So let's get cracking. Alright, so first thing, I have this model here, it's Bullfighter. I modeled it in Maya and Mudbox. If I turn on the viewport, you could see that it's, it's got its issues, but it's here. See, it's got a bump map, normal maps, all that jazz. Alright, so let me just turn this off. Alright, so what I want to do now is basically create an HIK rig. A HIK rig works, it's called the full body IK. It basically lets you use motion capture data or just animate the way you want. It's a full FK-IK system. Those who worked in 3ds Max have a similar system called CAT. Basically, in Maya 2013, you can bring CAT rigs in and then use it here. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so how do we create this HIK system from scratch? Because you can rig yourself, but the rigging process is very long. So basically what I need to do is create a skeleton and map it and do all of that jazz. So first things first, we have to create a skeleton, and the skeleton has to have a naming convention and all of that stuff. So how do I do that? If I go here to the animation menu, and underneath skeleton I'll find a human IK menu, or just name. I'll press on it once and it will open this character channels or controls, and you'll notice it's will have character skeleton, define the rig, and import, I can import rigs created in the past. I like to disconnect this and move it to the other side for the simple reason, or having it in a floating menu, but for this tutorial I like having it here because it just makes life a little easier when you are creating, because you could use your attribute editor and the channel box, or could also choose the attribute editor and move it to the other side. Just separating them because I'm going to use them as I go along. So for the moment I'll do it this way, and then we'll change things around as we go along. So first thing I'll do is press on skeleton, which should create a skeleton, and you will notice immediately the skeleton's too big. The scaling system here works a bit differently. You won't just catch this little node here and scale down. What you'll do is use the character scale, and let's say 0.2, and you'll see we'll pretty much bring it down to the size I want, and then just nudge it down till it's more or less the right height. Nudge it just slightly up. There you go, something like that. I usually like working in the front view. Just to have a look. I'll press F5 just to get rid of the colors so I could see better, and I also turn on the X-ray skeleton. Okay, couple of notes. First, you see this top joint over here. Before you do any changes to the skeleton, you must make sure, alright, that you have the number of joints you want. Like if you want a forearm twist or upper arm twist, or forearm is upper leg or bottom leg twist, all of that stuff needs to be done now. Okay, you can't add it later, it will mess up all your work. So do that now. Like I like to have at least 2 neck joints, 3, 2. Alright, and usually I put the lower arm twist and a upper leg twist. If I have toes, then I add the toes and so on, but in this he's wearing shoes, so what I have is enough. Alright, so as you can see, if I press on this, you could see the name here. Alright, the name over here. You see it's given correct names, left arm, left forearm, and so on. So that's, it's created everything. I've added a number of joints. A couple of things about the skeleton. First important thing is that we cannot change the orientation of the joints, and this is something we must take heed. Most of the time, if I reset the tool, automatic orientation will be on. I turn this off when I work in the system because I do not want these joints reorientating. This is very important. You got to remember this. Another thing is, for us, people who've been rigging for a while, used to the top joint, this joint being up here, and this is like, this whole joint will be for the head. Not so in this system. Alright? This is the neck. The joint will start here, here, and here, so we have 3 joints that are basically running through the neck. This is the head joint. To this we'll connect afterwards the facial rig and so on. Okay? So very important. Alright, so I'm done with that. Now I want to start, positioning my joints. So what I can do, I'll go back to the attribute editor. Alright, so go back to the attribute editor here, and I'll move this joint here, just so it's properly positioned. Maybe I'll press D and move down the pelvis a bit so it's longer. I'll go onto the side view and I'll move the whole thing to the center. I'll grab the knee joint, move it forward and down, and then here and here. Now I got the extended edition of Maya 2013, so if I do undo, it shouldn't change anything. But I suggest to do the following thing, because I'm usually very afraid of all kind of things going wrong with this and repeating my work over and over. So underneath edit there is, where is it? Define rig, skeleton. I usually tear this off, so again it's under this icon here. Define skeleton, where was it? Edit skeleton. Alright, under edit skeleton and reset, rerun, all of that. Alright, I'll go save edits. Alright, so now I know it's not going to change. And now if I choose this and go left to right, it should have. Alright, this is normal. Things stop working. Let me just pause a sec so I could find out why it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Alright, I figured out the problem. Okay, so let me do this. Alright, so I want to basically take this and mirror what I've done to the other side. So firstly I do save edits. I lock this lock here, so it's locked this, and now I could go mirror. Alright, so basically once I've locked it, I can't add any more changes. I'll go and move all of this into place. Alright, so I'll pause again and I'll just sort out this one side, so you don't have to go through the whole thing with me, because it's pretty straightforward. I have to just take this here, and I'll show you how I'll go about the fingers, and then we'll talk about other things we have to notice. Okay, so what I've done is, let me just mirror everything. Alright, so if you look at my character, again, I'm gonna just put that down a bit and mirror. Alright, so everything's mirrored and sorted out. I moved the neck joints to the neck, arms to the arms, and I'm pretty happy with this. I'm left with the fingers. So I got to the top view, and the first thing I'll do, alright, is just move the fingers. Actually going to turn on wireframe on shaded, so I can basically just move these guys to the right point. Okay, it's about there. Alright, so I'm going to take the thumb. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the move tool and turn on orient. Okay, reorient. And it's very important that you only choose from the second joint. Alright, you don't choose this joint because otherwise this joint here will reorient. We want just from here. Alright, we don't want the root of the hand to reorient. So always choose the second joint down, or the second knuckle, so that way you don't ruin the rotation of the hand, the orientation of the hand actually. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, I turn this off now because it's all been oriented the way I want. I could lift these guys up a bit, so just they're sitting proper height. Doesn't really matter. The only one that matters really is the thumb. Again, actually reorient this. So usually what I do is I just make sure that it's sitting properly. Turn this off when I'm done. Alright, just check it. Alright, so now save edits and mirror to the other side, and I'm done. I'll stop the video here, and in the coming video I'll show you how we can create a rig out of this, how we can map and connect other parts to it, and so on and so forth. Alright, see ya.